Hey.
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 Robert,
What?
do you believe in ghosts?
Um, in what way?
I mean, I'm not saying like necessarily like a ghost that is like haunting your family or anything. Like
You know,
I guess I didn't think that deep into it. I just wanted like any ghost of any kind. Like it could literally just be ghost
not the
of
mean kind, the nice kind, the spiritual kind,
yeah,
the
like Casper, or it could be like the Conjuring ghost, or it could be
kind that just looks over you in a kind way, dead
yeah, yeah,
relative.
right.
Um, Gage, that's a really good question. No.
Okay. Good. Great. Listen, this was literally 15 minutes ago before we got on the podcast. I
Okay.
walked into my bathroom downstairs and it smells like somebody took a huge shit in there. And nobody has shit in there today, even. Like nobody has used that bathroom for anything but a number one.
It
And
was
I walked
Mr.
in there to
Hanky.
pee. Bro, it smells horrible in there. And like, okay, so like my first thought is like, all right, I'm gonna pour a little water down that, there's a shower down there, and we
Yeah.
don't ever use that shower.
Pete
So I poured
trap.
some water down
Yep.
there, in case that trap's empty. And I'm gonna have to go check it after this, or maybe we'll go check it mid podcast. It smells horrible. Like it you know how you smell after a night of eating cheese dip?
Yeah.
That's what my
Sure.
bathroom smells like.
Yeah, sure, man.
And like I walked in there and I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, Cat, come in here and smell this. And it just smells horrible. So maybe
It was
here at
Mr.
like the
Hanky,
30-minute
dude.
mark, I'll go downstairs and see if it still smells. See if
It
that
was
water in the trap did anything. But I personally think that it was a ghost of somebody who used to live here. Either that or the person who lives below me absolutely just ruined their bathroom and it went up. Heat rises, so it probably just came up through the floors.
Did the original owner of your condo pass away?
Yes, on the toilet.
What? No way.
No, I have no idea. I mean, you buy a place that was built in the 80s or whatever, somebody's probably died in here, right?
It was Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew this place was worth the money.
Yeah. No wonder why you had to pay so much for that place,
That's it.
That'd be crazy.
So, anyway.
Hey, actually,
that's my intro.
This stems my next question. We talk about a lot of crazy things on this podcast and things that you would buy and not buy for certain dollar amounts. Gage, how much would you spend to purchase the toilet that Elvis Presley passed away on?
So, you see, my thing is like I would be buying that not as a fan. I would be buying that as an investment opportunity. I'm going to hold on to that toilet for 10 years, deal with whatever ghosts come along with it, and then I'm going to sell it for more money. Because you and I both know somebody would pay big money for that toilet. I'd be terrified. I would never use it. That's for sure. Yeah.
All right. How?
You?
Okay, so you would buy it as an investment opportunity, but how much would you pay for it?
Is it like gold? True. Is it made of gold?
No,
what does the toilet look like?
I think it's just porcelain. This is so funny.
I mean, a couple $100,000 probably, right? If I had just like, if I won Powerball or something, yeah, I'd pay a couple $100,000 for that.
Okay, you're not gonna believe this then, but this is really funny. According to this article, Taylor Swift buys toilet that Elvis Presley died on for $2.7 million at an auction.
No, come on, this can't be real. This is like the kind of thing you used to see at the like King Soopers register while your mom was paying for groceries. Yeah, and you'd see those Madhouse magazine. Dude,
Yeah,
you're gonna
this
get a virus on this site.
it's a joke. It's a total joke.
What
But
did you just Google Elvis's toilet?
yeah, how much
I
is the
think it's
toilet
still in his
worth
mansion,
that
isn't
Elvis
it?
Presley passed away on is what I Googled. In the first article that shows up, though, Elvis Presley turd sold for $1.2 million. This is so stupid. The stuff you can find on the internet, man.
Is it- Wait a minute. I'm gonna Google, is Elvis's toilet still at Graceland? Because he died at his house, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This is definitely a real website. I am on Showbiz Cheat Sheet, and it says that Graceland visitors can't visit the bathroom where Elvis Presley died.
Oh, man.
So no, but the toilet is still there in Graceland. So,
But you can't visit it, but it's just sitting there doing nothing.
And maybe it's something that's changed. Maybe we need to get my mom on this podcast sometime and ask, like, hey, when you saw Graceland, did you see the toilet?
Oh, she's
Because I know my mom's been to Graceland. Here, should I text her?
Yeah.
Should I call her?
Ooh. You could. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'll put it on speakerphone, yeah? We'll see how this goes.
Yeah. In the meantime, while we're going over that, this podcast is riddled with ridiculous things that we'll buy for if there's any new listeners out there. So this is just yet another ridiculous purchase, seeing how much people would actually pay for it.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey.
I have a question. We're recording a podcast right now, and we're talking about Graceland in Memphis. Yeah, you've been there, right?
Yeah, twice.
Can you see the toilet where Elvis died?
Well, I'll be honest. When I went there, the first year you couldn't even get in. They didn't even have tours. And the second year I went in, you could just tour the grounds. I'd never been inside Graceland.
Oh, okay.
So I got to see where he was buried next to his mom and, some of the horse barns. I can't remember what it was exactly. Walked the grounds. But I don't remember being inside because they hadn't started any of that stuff yet.
He's buried on the property?
But, yeah, he's been on the property there with his mom and dad.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of weird.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was just sort of weird. I mean, if you look at where that house is now, it's not in a good part of Memphis.
Huh. All right, I'll have to look that up. Yeah, we're just talking about
still in the house.
Well, yeah, we were talking about. It's a long story. My bathroom smells really bad for some reason, and we think it's a ghost. Not really, but So then we were talking about Elvis and how much the toilet would be worth, and then we're like, oh, I wonder if you could see the toilet. And then I was like, oh, my mom's been there, so that's why we called you.
Toilet. How much is the toilet worth?
I don't know if they would have the bathroom. I do know when you give a tour, you can go through the jungle room. And he was really known for the jungle room. Have you heard of that?
No.
Oh yeah, look up Elvis in the jungle room.
Huh. Okay.
Are you sure I want to Google this?
He was really into velvet and Crush, and the jungle room was, I think, down in the basement or something. And I don't know why they called it, but I just remember crushed velvet everywhere. And I don't know if they had like their recording sessions down in there, some of this stuff.
This is a great room.
No, I didn't get to see the toilet he died on. I don't know if they would have that part of the tour. That'd be sort of creepy.
Well, we're reading a website here now. It says that you can't go in the bathroom where he died. It's off limits to fans. But yeah, so you can't see that.
But family members.
It says you can see the living room, bedroom, and then you can see the kitchen, TV room, pool room, and jungle room.
See, told ya.
Yeah.
Told ya. Yeah. Elvis is known for the jungle room, and I don't know really why, but I mean, so basically you can tour the house, but you can't tour where he died. It sounds like.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
The Jungle
No, I
Room
never
was a
got
mobile
inside.
recording studio.
Just the grounds, and he's there, and his mom is there. You know, he had a very, very strong attachment to his mother.
Yeah, right.
And then I think his dad, Vernon, is there also.
Huh.
But, I'm trying to think. I think his dad was still alive when he died. When did he die? In 77?
77, yeah.
Yeah, August 16th or 18th?
I don't know. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
it's either the day, I think it's the day before my birthday. He died. I can remember that. I remember when Elvis died. It was a big, big deal.
Well, sure. He wasn't that old.
No, I think it was like, I don't know how old he was, 42? No, he wasn't really. So, but yeah, no. So I haven't seen the Jungle Road. Maybe we need to make a road trip sometime. And
I have no desire to go. Well, I'd go to Memphis to see that Bass Pro Shops, but that's about all I want to do in Memphis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he bought that place, and when he bought it, was way out in the country.
Oh, and then it just grew in around it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I remember around it, the streets, it was sort of like not as bad as Colfax, but you got the feeling like, yeah, we're not staying anywhere near where the mansion is.
It's like Casa Bonita. It's the Casa Bonita of Memphis.
Yes. And he has a huge brick wall that went all around the property. I don't know how many, like 5 acres or 10 acres. It's big. And that wall was, I cannot tell you, covered with writing. Because when he died, people went there and they wrote on the wall, like, "We love you, Elvis."
Oh, okay.
Names. And so we would walk the wall and read everything that some people wrote the first time we
And
went there.
they didn't clean it off?
See into it.
They didn't clean the wall off?
No, not that point. Not in, when I went. He died. I went in '78, I believe.
Oh,
So it was,
okay.
I went there a year right afterwards. So I don't think they did. And when I went back in '79, I think it was still there. And maybe they thought, well, we'll wait because I want to clean it all off, and then they just rewrite on it. So I have no idea if it's still there or not.
Interesting. Well, we might have to go down there and check it out sometime.
To see Bass Pro Shop and then Elvis.
Well, we really have nothing else to do because I can't say Memphis is one of my top cities to visit.
Yeah, no, not really interested either.
No.
But,
So take a picture, look at the Jungle Route, but obviously you can't see his toilet.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Okay, last question really quick. Do you believe in ghosts?
Well,
She's thinking long and hard.
I guess I believe that there can be spirits left behind.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's ghosts.
Can the
per se,
spirits
what I'm trying to
take
say.
dumps?
Yeah.
But
Do you think can a ghost or a spirit haunt a bathroom and
And
poop
take a
there and take a dump?
No,
Okay.
I don't think that.
Okay. Problem solved.
I
So
think
Elvis didn't take a dump in
I think
Gage's
maybe
bathroom.
They can haunt it, but I don't think they can physically defecate in the toilet.
Well, I mean, they don't. Maybe you're not gonna find just like a rogue turd in your toilet, but maybe just the smell of like, just like a really bad night after chili or after your colonoscopy prep or something like that. I don't know.
Rogue turd.
Picture. I do think they move within the world. I mean, if you believe in angels, they're a type of spirit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that I don't ever want to dismiss that. So yeah,
Okay.
I think it's in the realm that they can go in there, take a fart, and close the door. Why do they say the toilet stink?
No, so my bathroom downstairs smells like a big poop for some reason, and we can't figure out why.
Are you going in there and farting and closing the door?
No, nobody's used it like that today. I went in there to pee before we got on the podcast. This is the whole story, and then I walked in there and it just smells horrible. So, and that's how we somehow got on the topic of Elvis, and that's why we called you.
Okay, so do you run the water down the shower and stuff? Does that get used regularly?
That's what we were just talking about. I did that before I came on here. I poured a bunch of water down it.
Well, actually, like they say, you should just run it for like a minute or two.
But then I gotta clean the shower. I'll just pour water down the drain.
Pour the water down. Yeah, I know. Sometimes they say smell can come out of it like a dry drain, but I don't know if I mean, I don't know how often like the toilet and I would think the toilet and the sink might get used pretty regularly though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If it's coming from anything, it's going to be that shower. But anyway, that was pretty much it.
Did you put your nose down by the drain and sniff?
No, I'm not doing that.
I would totally do that. Get on your hands and knees, put your nose down there, and go. There's the origin of the bad smell.
I can smell. Oh, there's Elvis. No.
Maybe Elvis is making his bathroom still stink, and that's why they can't open it up for people.
Strong
That could
possibility.
be it. That's it. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you answering our phone call here. So,
No
yeah.
problem. Have a good night,
All right.
okay?
Talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
That was fantastic.
Did you look up the Jungle Room? I'm going to Google it really quick.
Yeah, I did. It was his recording studio, his at-home recording studio. So he used to have
creepy looking.
a mobile one, and then that turned into the just the at-home one, so he could just record at-home stuff, and then send it to the record label. You know,
Yep.
by horseback.
It looks like something out of the 70s, I'm not going to lie. The green shag carpet is a nice touch. You know, maybe next episode, we might need to call my grandma. Although that would take up probably 2 hours. But she has a really good ghost story. Yeah. So, I don't know. If people like ghost stories, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. I only have one ghost story. I'm going to we'll save the story for next time. I'll have to write this down to share it. But
this is something we should have talked about before Halloween.
I know. That's where it's like, I don't know what we're doing now, but yeah, my dad had a pretty good ghost encounter with after my uncle passed away. And he passed away literally 2 weeks before I was born.
Really?
It's kind of a I won't go into the details. It's kind of a gruesome passing. It's not podcast appropriate, but since we're trying to apparently stay more PG now, but basically my dad had to go clean up his place or whatever and just clean out stuff from his he lived in a trailer, clean out the trailer and his belongings and whatever else. And he said it was like the creepiest experience of his life because he would like walk by this hallway where my uncle had eventually had passed away at, and he said that like this one spot in the entire trailer, it was like middle of summer, or sorry, not middle of summer, but like middle of fall, still kind of warm for the most part, but it was pretty warm out. And he said that this one spot in the trailer, dude, was just like incredibly cold every time he passed by it. So he basically, and he said that the trailer is very like quiet, but like eerie, and things would kind of like creak and move and sounded like someone else was in the trailer with him. And then he'd walk by this one spot and it was super cold. And he said he literally just grabbed everything he could basically and like got out.
Yeah. I kind of want to hear this story from your dad.
Yeah.
Did he talk about it out on the golf course?
Oh, yeah. He loves telling the story. He'll talk about it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll ask him next time we're out there.
Next time.
My grandma's story isn't quite like that. Hers is, they lived in like, I think it was Odessa, Texas. And every night, and I'll ask her, I'm going to see her tomorrow or Friday. I'll ask her and get a little more of a rundown, or maybe we'll record part of it because my grandma can talk for like hours on end. So I don't know if I really want to, bring her on here, but her story is that like she would like every night at this house they were renting it. And my grandpa worked for the old Frontier Airlines. He would fly planes. She would be at home alone a lot at night with my dad, who was like 1 or 2 at the time. I think she said the garage door would open. She would hear footsteps walk down the hallway, open the bedroom door and close the bedroom door. Yeah. And it happened every night at the same time. And that's what she says, and whether or not that's true or whatever, but
all in your head.
And it's like one of those stories. I remember her telling me that when I was a kid, and I just remember being like, "What?"
Now you can't
and now
sleep.
I'm just sort of like, "Wait, I need to hear this story again."
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's creepy as could be, man. So, ghost stories maybe next time. Great intro. Creepiest ghost story you can find, whether it's via internet, someone you know, whatever. So All right, gaming update, Gage. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready, bro?
My mom's texting me.
No,
She
of course
says,
she is.
I wasn't on your podcast, ... right? And I was like, well,
Yeah,
kind of.
you were. Congratulations. You're on the podcast, Mom. We didn't disclose her name or anything, where she lives, just her experience.
Yeah, no.
She's good. All right. Diablo 4 Season 3, Gage. There's a lot of details that came out. BlizzCon happened the other day, and they talked about Diablo 4 Season 3, some new things that are coming to the game, some new content. They're adding the leaderboards, some new in-game events that are going to happen. And one thing about Diablo, man, is that it just seems to be this constant release of information that just never stops. And once they kind of open up the floodgates and they release that Season 3 is coming out in January, people just start asking a boatload of questions. They generally start talking about the new patch updates, everything that they're going to change, things that they want to improve. And I think as of right now, man, it's very promising because Diablo 4 Season 2 has actually treated people really well. People have enjoyed it thoroughly. And in the middle of Season 2 of Diablo, they have released just 2 days ago these brand new items called Malignant, the Malignant Rings, or Malignant. They're basically rings that have attributes or powers that came from Season 1 that people either enjoyed or just they used a lot of. So they're reintroducing them into Season 2 just a couple days ago as a permanent part of the game. And then a lot of people have been frustrated with Diablo 4 that there hasn't been enough endgame content. So they are, for the rest of Season 2 and for Season 3, just focusing on nothing but adding more endgame content. And one of the things that a lot of the hardcore gamers have complained about in the past is that you get to level 100 in the game, and then there's like nothing to do. And even the journey to level 100 is kind of painful. So their biggest focuses are adding more content for the levels between 70 and 100. And there's going to be a whole new section of the game in which I don't know in Diablo 3 if you ever got this far, Gage, but they had what were called greater rifts in Diablo 3, which is kind of a end game content ordeal in Diablo 3. They're adding something very similar like this to Diablo 4, where you're going to have, it's almost like waves of enemies that you can go and tackle. And the entry level to this is being able to defeat enemies that are level 155, so 55 levels above you. And you will be rewarded as you continue to do these things and enter into harder and harder levels. But it's not, I guess, in reality, you could potentially do this at a lower level if you just have a really, really solid build. You could maybe knock one of these things out at level 85, but in all reality, though, this thing is built around, essentially, once you hit level 100, this is your goal, is to play through levels like 1 through, I think it's 25. And if you get through all 25 levels, you're also going to get some special glyphs that you can insert into your Paragon board that, from what people are saying and looking at, are just like beyond overpowered. Like, it's kind of just the end all be all of the game of just like, once you reach this level, man, there's
nothing.
Yeah, and it's not going to be easy to get to this level, but it gives those people that enjoyed their characters that they played up to 100 a little bit more to do, a little more to experience.
Once they're at that point, instead of just creating a new character and doing it again.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is very exciting. And then on top of this, they also released the new Diablo 4 DLC that they're going to release next year. Very controversial. A lot of people are saying, yeah, it's cool. We're glad that you released it and all this stuff or told us about it. But it'd be great if you would just like kind of finish the game first, because it's still very unbalanced and Diablo 4 feels very unfinished. So
before working on a DLC.
Yeah, right. For you to convince me to spend another $60 on an expansion on an incomplete game, man, you're going to have to kind of finish the game first, I think, because you've kind of disappointed a lot of people. The developers kind of were like, at first, they're like, yeah, we're listening. we're going to make all these changes, but we feel like we know better, and we're going to go ahead and still just kind of like nerf and tune the game to what we feel like is best. And it pissed a lot of people off because we just want to be heard, and people wanted to just like enjoy the game for what they felt it should be. And that's what happened in Season 2. The developers, I think, finally knocked it off. They started listening to the public and the community. They started just doing whatever it was that the community was really saying. Like, dude, add a gem bag. We're tired of this shit. Dude, this, and this. Helltides are boring. Whispers are pointless. They'd made all these upgrades. They made it where it was almost covered, like, call it 90% of what the community wanted. And now all of a sudden people are loving Season 2. It's
nice.
Some of the highest play ratings that they've had since the game pretty much was released. So
now you were obviously playing it before we got on here, right?
Yep.
You like it?
I love it. It's so much better.
Yeah.
I can say it is a huge improvement, man, from when the game first released, just like 6 months ago to now.
Yeah, June. Not even 6 months ago, right?
Yeah, and it was like end of June. So, but it's kind of one of those things, though, man. I've been much more lighthearted in this whole thing and just accepting the game for what it was, knowing that it was going to evolve over time, not really being mad about it. But I can say the updates that they made to this season, I'm having a lot more fun with it now than I was 4 months ago. And I'm finding myself sitting at work, like, thinking about wanting to go home and play it, which that was not necessarily always the case when it first came out.
Yeah. So now you say that, are you with City Skylines 2, are you burnt out on Skylines 2 and now you're back into Diablo, or are you kind of playing them both at the same time? Or
if I could play them at the same time, I would, but that would, my computer would probably explode. So City Skylines 2 is already melting computers all over the place. I don't think I could add Diablo 4 on top of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I mean, so this is not to get off topic of Diablo, but from all the gameplay and stuff I've seen of City Skylines, which I want to play, just I don't know, haven't had time or whatever, but it doesn't look that good to me. And maybe it's because I'm used to SimCity right now and kind of that more, non-realistic, design of SimCity versus what Skylines looks like, and what I don't know what Skylines 2 really looks like. But every time I watch a video from somebody that I like, I'm just sort of like, doesn't look that great.
Yeah.
Would I mean, overall, do you think it looks good or no?
Yeah, it does.
Mixed.
Okay. No, I think it looks really good.
We looked at it some last episode when we were recording. I know you showed me some of the elevation stuff.
Yeah, I think the game looks really good, man. The beauty of the game is in the finer details, really. I would say that they probably still have some things to kind of tweak when it comes to some of those far zoomed out shots. The game still looks amazing, though. But in this first one, they did not have as many details as they do in the second one. Believe it or not, dude, 2 of the issues, we kind of briefed on this the last episode, but one of the issues that they had, and they made this fix in a patch that was released, I think, it was either Saturday or Sunday over the weekend. And part of the problem with the game was that it was trying to render everything all at once, and rather than prioritizing it. So this new patch is prioritizing what to render first and what to render second, third, whatever, and what's the least important. And part of the problem with this game, dude, is that every individual sim in your city has their own haircut, their own hairstyle, their own teeth, their own everything. So the game is trying to literally load 40,000 sets of teeth times, however many teeth they put in those mouths. I mean, it's probably all one rendering, but it's not 32 times 40,000 or whatever, but I mean, it's it's whatever. The game is trying to render all that. Plus, haircuts, all while trying to also load this like 70-story building with like individual light bulbs turned on and all the couches inside of it, and it just could not do that. So they had to like prioritize it. Like,
sure.
If you're zoomed out, you don't need to render the teeth of the people that are like 200 meters away, and don't try and render that couch either that's out there. So since they did that, man, the performance of the game has been really smooth. The game looks great in my opinion. But I would say, though, Gage, you probably, just from what you saw and me streaming it on Discord, I would definitely say come over and take a look at it before making kind of a final, resolution on that. And
yeah, and I'll be fair. I mean, to be honest, I should say, part of the reason why I haven't bought it or played it yet is just because like whatever I see is like people talking about, again, performance issues and how it's not optimized and that kind of stuff. And it's like, I don't think my little computer could handle it right now. So I'm just going to give it a little bit and let it kind of work out some of those kinks. And then I'm going to start playing it. And I know it's going to happen probably like when I get back from our trip to Florida. I know I'm not going to have much going on, and I'm just going to be like, oh,
itching.
I could build a big city right now.
Just come over to my house. You can play it on my computer for a little bit.
It's true. When you're at work, I'll just be hanging out in your basement.
Yeah, I don't care. It's fine. It's all good to me.
And then you're going to come home and walk into your bathroom and think you have a ghost.
God damn it, Gage. Were you eating burritos again and drinking Green Dragon sauce? Son of a bitch. By the way, your
keyboard's just going to be all greasy?
Oh, yeah. Just covered in Green Dragon sauce. Oh, yeah. Have you been still drinking Green Dragon sauce, or was that
we're on to our, because I gave you 2 bottles, right?
Yes.
You got 2 bottles. I got 2 bottles. My dad got 2 bottles.
Yeah.
We're on the 2nd bottle now.
Okay.
And we're maybe that far down. We just opened it not that long ago.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Just kind of toss it on mac and cheese or whatever I'm cooking for dinner, and it's like, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Crazy part is that it's nothing but vegetables and stuff. If you look at the nutrients on the back, man, it's like 0 calories, and it's literally just a bunch of like peppers and veggies and lettuce and vinegar, and yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah. And I mean, that's what makes a good hot sauce, right? So, no, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, I like hot sauce.
Just hot sauce in general is good. Yeah.
But I'm not a big. I know there's like quite a following of like big hot sauces that like burn your asshole off and that kind of stuff, right? Like,
yeah,
I'm not into that kind of stuff. I want to enjoy it and then not feel the repercussions too much later.
Dude.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It just depends on the day, It needs to be a really delicious hot sauce in order for me to want it, even if I know it's going to hurt me later. For instance, Ghost Mac from the Rock Yard in Castle Rock.
Right.
Dude, you go there. We'll go there, Gage, here in the next, when you're super bored and you have a Wednesday afternoon to come have lunch with me. We go down there, we order it, dude, and like almost every person that works there, waiter or waitress, every single time I order it, the waiter or waitress will be like, ooh, good choice. I order that every day. And I'm just like, I see these people get it, man. Everyone just downs this stuff, even though we're all in pain later. Nobody cares. It's just too delicious to pass up.
Nothing wrong with that, right?
No, not at all. So, okay. Next topic, Gage. Guess what's right around the corner?
Christmas. New Year's. Valentine's Day.
Close. Oh, yeah.
St. Patrick's
That's
Day.
what I was going to say. Valentine's Day, right around the corner.
Right? That's I'm getting ready already. I've already yep.
Bought her hot sauce.
Yeah.
Attaboy. No.
Anyway.
Black Friday.
Black Friday.
2
weeks.
Yep.
2 weeks away from Friday.
And
Friday. 1 week away from when the podcast comes out, right? Yeah.
It'll be next Friday from when this podcast comes out. And there's a lot of things to keep an eye out for. For instance, like brushless, hairless vacuums, right?
You know what I kind of want to get?
A vacuum?
Well, kind of. You know, they make those like vacuum mop things that like they mop your floor, but they're like a vacuum.
Yeah.
With the sprinting. Yeah, I kind of want one of those.
It's all fun and games until you're just so high in your vacuuming and you like don't even realize that you have the mop setting on.
You're going over the carpet.
You've been mopping your carpet the whole time. It's all fun and games until that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be great.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that yeah. Anyway. So, yes, I do kind of want a vacuum of sorts.
So there's a lot of things I think to look out for this Black Friday, Gage.
Okay.
One of them, and we're here at TBG to help you come up with the most important things to keep an eye out for. The things that you probably did not think about, and you're like, damn, I should have bought that on Black Friday. Because that happens to everyone, I think. And you're just like, damn, I knew I needed that. I screwed up. Why didn't I buy that? You can just come to the podcast. We'll help you out. Good things to keep an eye out for. Ours are going to be primarily tech related, though.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not going to
with the occasional vacuum.
Yeah. I can't I can't go and recommend to people, buying new litter boxes, high-tech litter boxes for your cat. I don't know what your cat needs, what he's like.
No.
All that kind of stuff. So, anyways, some things to look out for on Black Friday. Here's my list, right? I've got gaming monitors, always a solid choice. They're starting to go down in price. Mine has gone, that I use here, love it, has gone significantly down in price. A lot of other ones are coming down in price. Another one, gaming mouses. Those are coming down in price a little bit. Good to keep an eye out for them. Whether you use a standard mouse, a maybe slightly better gaming mouse. There's one in particular, man, that I purchased last year sometime. I don't even remember, but I've absolutely loved this thing. We'll go over that in a little bit. Solid state drives, M.2 cards. That is going to be incredibly important to keep a very close eye on this Black Friday, and there's a good reason behind it, and we'll also go over that. So, and then lastly, this one is my favorite, in which this is more so far this has been a lot of like general stuff. I've got good reasons behind all this, though. The biggest one, though, is the Amazon Eros, the Wi-Fi extenders, right? These things, man.
How are those spelled?
EEROS.
Eros.
So we're starting with the Amazon products, mainly because not only do these always go on sale right around Black Friday, and they're generally the biggest deals that you can find on Amazon because they're all Amazon products, but the Amazon Eero, whatever you want, however you want to pronounce it. Right now it's, I don't know. Right now it's already 20% off. So for a bundle of 3, these things, man, can get expensive. So even just 3 of these things, it's $200. Now what this thing does is if you have, let's just say a 2-story home, right? And maybe you have a basement. And it just so happens to be that the router's in the basement, so it doesn't really travel up to the second floor very well. You can plug these guys in and take 3 of them, put one on each level, one in the basement, one on the first floor, one on the second floor. Or maybe even you have like an incredibly big backyard and you want to run one of these things literally out into the backyard somewhere. Dude, boom. Now when you're mowing the lawn, you've got easy Wi-Fi because you ran one of these things outside. So these things, dude, have been a game changer for me. My Wi-Fi does not work well throughout my house. And I put one of these things on every floor of my house, and now I've got like perfect Wi-Fi, whether I'm outside, upstairs, taking a dump on literally any toilet, taking a ghost dump on.
I was gonna say when you're haunting the bathroom, upstairs, downstairs, doesn't matter.
Yeah, haunting your toilet. This thing has helped me successfully have Wi-Fi wherever I'm at, right? So these things always go on sale. I love this product, man. It's been a huge game changer for me. So I personally highly recommend keeping an eye out for this thing. Another one on the lines of Amazon stuff and technology is the Echo Show. So this is like a little, how would you explain it, Gage? In a little iPad stand kind of combo?
Yeah, it's like the Google's version would be like the Nest Hub Max or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a cheap tablet attached to a speaker.
Yeah. Attached to like
you can't
an Alexa.
take the tablet off. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, right. And that's the whole purpose of them is that virtual assistant.
Yeah. So this thing can help display whether it's like you're cooking and you need, personally for me, man, I don't remember this kind of stuff. I'm stupid. I'm always looking up conversion ratios for like ounces to cups and cups to teaspoons and teaspoons to whatever and blah, blah, blah.
Milliliters to ounces.
Yeah, I'm dumb. I can't remember that kind of stuff for whatever reason. So I'm constantly looking it up on my phone. This thing will give you the answers because it's an Alexa. Or if you're looking for it to just like even show you a recipe, you can ask it and it'll show you. I think it's a great device. I have some coworkers that have these around their homes. They absolutely love them. I've seen them in action. I think they're really cool and really clean. I don't personally own one because I don't have a good spot for it, and so I just own Alexas, right? But that's about it. So these are already right now. If you went on the Amazon right now and bought one, they're 46% off from $130 all the way down to $70. So I think it's a good buy already. Black Friday, it'll probably go on sale even more. So,
nice.
Yeah. My favorite out of the entire list, gaming monitors. Always a solid buy, man. Especially at this time of year. You want to know why, Gage?
Why?
Because new models are coming out.
So they're just clearing out the old ones.
Clearing out the old stash, dude. That is exactly right. The gaming monitor that I have is the Dell S3E34 curved 32-inch monitor. And this monitor, dude, I absolutely love. I can't believe that I even thought that I was a gamer before buying this monitor. Unbelievable. It was
pathetic,
dude. Yeah. I was shitting all over gamers and just being a disgrace by thinking that I could call myself a true PC gamer without owning this thing. This monitor, I bought it last year for about like $300, and I don't know, I think it was like or it was maybe even it was the beginning of this year. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I literally bought this monitor back in like February. Have loved it ever since. Feels like I've had it forever already. Bought it for like $320, $350. It's already on sale for $200. And there's a very good chance that it'll go on sale for even cheaper through Black Friday.
Yeah, that'd be a good deal.
Yeah. $200 already for a really good curved gaming monitor that's 32 inches, man, is pretty damn good. And I can tell you that gaming on it with whether it's been city builders, first-person shooters like Call of Duty, third-person shooters like Red Dead, been playing City Skylines, Diablo 4, everything, dude, looks great, feels great. The curve ratio is an 1800R, so it curves. It's a decent amount.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah.
It's not like a 1000. I think mine's 1800 too.
Yeah. Which I think
like,
is a good.
So I don't know if, so like I know my sister's, hers is 1000, which is like really tight.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's cool but it surrounds you, and like one of the weirdest things I've noticed is like when you talk, it echoes back a ton of like you get a ton of reverb. It's really weird.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want that. The lower the R number, the more the curve. And now they have some gaming monitors where you can adjust the curve yourself. you know,
right.
you can have
Corsair
it more
has that
curved.
one where it goes click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click, click, click. Yeah.
I don't know if I want that or not. It seems really cool, but I've got a feeling I would just like put it in one position and be like, yeah, I like that curve, and probably never touch it ever
Right.
again. You know?
I would be scared. I mean, because it's not cheap. I mean, that's got to be over $1,000 for a monitor like that.
Yeah.
And I'd be terrified of it breaking.
Yeah. Yeah. Breaking
You
the
know?
screen, parts on it, pulling a wire, anything.
Yeah.
So then we have the top tier gaming monitor, Gage, that has always just been leading the industry for the past several years now. But the Samsung Odyssey. This one in particular that I'm going to talk about, though, is the Odyssey G5, not the G9. The G9 is the really, really big one that just is almost like unnecessarily big.
Right.
I shouldn't say unnecessarily big. There's no such thing as unnecessarily big.
Yeah, they got that. They have because they got that 57-inch one, which is like, because mine's 49.
Yeah.
So like, I could probably fit it on my desk. No.
If I were to measure from this monitor down here to this monitor up over here, man, I probably have combined some ridiculous like 50 something. I'm guessing. I've never measured, but I have a 32 with two 24s vertically side by side next to the 32 inch, right? Then I have another 32 inch or 24 inch above the 32 inch.
Above it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I probably combined, man, have some, I don't know. I've never bothered. I don't care. All I know is that I wanted like this ridiculous amount of like 4 monitors. I have it and I love it. It's beautiful. So, but the Odyssey.
No regrets.
No regrets. So the Samsung G5, though, it's a 34-inch ultra wide. This has the 1000R curve, which I think it's beautiful. I think it's a great curve. It's also preference, man, is what a lot of people break it down to. But this thing is 165 hertz with a 1 millisecond response with FreeSync Premium also. Monitor original pricing $550, down to $428 right now on Amazon. And again, these things always go on a huge discount through Black Fridays. Don't know if this one will, but the way that it's dropping in price right now, I've got a feeling it'll probably continue to drop. So keep a very close eye out for this thing. If you're looking for curved monitors too, primarily. All right, last two things: gaming mouse. Logitech G502 gaming mouse. This gaming mouse, dude, I have been absolutely obsessed with. It's not some crazy like RPG kind of mouse where you need, or the MMOs where you need like 12 buttons on the side for different actions and everything else. Like, it's a simple mouse. It looks clean.
This one's not the one I wanted to grab, but yeah, I always used to have the ones with all the buttons for
MMOs,
Age of Empires, because you can group, army units together, and then you can just tap one of those buttons and select them. So I love these. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. This does have its 2 buttons on the side here, your usual top 2. This guy that helps lock the wheel. This is surprisingly, man, one of my favorite features of the mouse for whatever reason. Click this little button right here will either lock it or unlock it, so it either spins forever, or click it where then it's just single clicks. And then
where you can just free scroll and go
and just go rampage on it. And then the bottom you can take off, and you can adjust the weight of the mouse and take all these weights out or add weights in there to adjust all of it. If you like a heavier mouse, a lighter weight one, whatever, doesn't matter. And this mouse, it seems to be going on discount more and more these days, because the same discount that I bought it for still seems to be standing. This mouse usually goes for $150, and it's going for $90 right now, so 40% off. And again, Black Friday is coming around the corner. This is a great gaming mouse, at least personally, with just a few unique features to it. Keep a close eye out for it.
Nice.
Last thing that I have for you, Gage, and this one is the Mac Daddy of them all. You got to keep an eye out for this. And Gage, we talked about this. M.2 solid-state drives.
Oh, yeah.
You wanted to upgrade your computer and buy more solid-state drives, correct?
Yeah. I want, either M.2s or just standard 2.5s, either ones.
Okay. Now, let me tell you why this is super important. Out of all the things, and obviously, like, this is probably the one that you want to keep the closest eye on for one really good reason. So, first thing is because solid-state drives are just getting faster and faster these days, and they're starting to integrate them into other parts of the computer. One thing, for instance, they're starting to test putting solid-state drives, Gage, into graphics cards as a combo deal. Right?
I saw that.
Pretty crazy. And as that happens, Gage, the price of solid-state drives is going to go up as they start to combine these two things, right? Samsung, or call it NVIDIA, is going to be buying solid-state drives from Samsung, marking up that material because of shipping and installation, and they have to now warrant the solid-state drive that was built by someone else. They have to then adapt that into a graphics card cooling system with the fan and built in there and all this kind of stuff and warrant all of that. So the price of these things is going to go up. For that, that's being one of the reasons. The second reason why it's going to go up in price is because Samsung even came out with a statement literally last month stating that they are purposely going to start raising the price of solid-state drives to hold a better market on their product, knowing that their Evo series on M2s is far superior compared to other manufacturers. And whether or not this actually has an effect on the market, don't know. They could probably try it, and then people will just stop buying them as much because other manufacturers will just still build the same stuff at a decent price. But nonetheless, if they're raising prices, now's a great time to buy into these things because they still are releasing them at incredible prices. And they're pretty much almost as low as I've seen them in a really long time, personally.
Yeah. And I know Samsung went through some stuff this year with their solid state drives and in particular their M.2s where I don't remember what was going on with them, but people were not happy with them. So I think there's part of that is playing into it.
Yep.
I don't, to be honest with you, I don't even remember what it was. It was, something that pops up on your Google News feed and then you're just like, oh, and then you never click on it, Yep. Yeah.
And so for those of you that don't know about these M2 drives yet, maybe you're a console player, or maybe you're just getting into PC building or whatever it is.
Even a console, the PlayStation 5, you can just swap it out really easy.
You can swap it out really easy, man. These M2 drives are stupidly fast. Incredibly fast, right? So just to few numbers to compare these things to. Old hard disk drives that we used to have, you'd hear the disk spinning and
yeah, you hear it going. Crackling's not the right word, but that classic noise when you boot up the old family PC to play a little Roller Coaster Tycoon and you hear that thing just clicking away in there.
Yeah. Those things had a read-write speed of somewhere around, we're just going to spit out the numbers here, but 80 to 120, right? They were whatever. They were state of the art back in the day. Obviously, technology evolves, but
an old 5,400 RPM.
Yep.
Yeah, hard drive.
Then they came out with solid SSDs, but in I don't know, almost in the same form of a hard disk drive, right? Where it would still go into its little bay. It wasn't, you'd have to connect it with a SATA cord. It wasn't directly plugged into the motherboard.
You were limited by SATA 3 speeds.
Yeah. Those would get up to, on average, around 3,600 compared to the hard drives that were 80. So we're already talking about an insane increase in speed. Now, though, the Gen 5 M.2 solid-state drives, these go all the way up to 12,000 in read-write speed, man, which is absurd. The problem with them, though, right now, and the reason why they're going to start increasing pricing is because they have to evolve the technology because they're having issues with these things, but they're having overheating issues because they're literally too damn fast, and they don't have their own cooling systems. And they're hoping that the people that are installing these things know about that issue and already have, like me, 10 fans to...
Yeah. Keep the air moving.
Yeah. And
you see it,
it's in the
like,
basement.
all the time, these newer M.2s, especially the PCIe Gen 4s and 5s, they come with heat sinks now, or like mine, I'm still rocking PCIe Gen 3 speeds. My motherboard has a built-in, heat spreader for it, but even still, it's like they get hot, and that's everything now. Every new component is just like, oh yeah, they get hot. Yeah, well, it gets hot. Oh, well, it gets hot.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when we keep trying to cram more and more shit into just, smaller and smaller things.
These tiny little spaces. And that's going to continue. But nonetheless, though, the prices of M2s, according to Samsung, they're going to start going up. They've been going down for a long time, and they're thinking that these things are going to start going up. And as it stands right now, on Amazon, you can buy M.2 cards, Gen 4, which those go about read-write speed on average right around like 6,000. So still twice as much as the old solid-state drive designs. It's not Gen 5 quite yet. You need a very specific motherboard for Gen 5, but this is a great sweet spot. You can buy a 2 terabyte Gen 4 M.2 internal SSD for right around $120 for 2 terabytes, man. It's actually really good. I think.
Yeah, and you think about how much storage that is. I mean, obviously we'd fill that up, but like, yeah, even if your games, if you're buying it for game storage or something, and your average game is 100 gigabytes, which is a big game file, that's still 20 games on there you could fit.
Still 20
like, that's
games.
That's huge, right?
Yeah.
For $120.
And there's not a whole lot of games these days that I can think of off the top of my head, man, that really break like even 120 gigabytes, in storage.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like about like what Diablo was, right? I know we talk about that from time to time.
Yeah, I think.
Do you know how big the game file was for Skylines?
I want to say it was right around like 80 or 90, I think. I want to say.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that, but I was...
I mean, obviously
really
they're going to continue to get bigger, because like you remember back in the day when like
50
GTA 5 came out on see, that's not that bad. That's like what GTA 5 was on PC when it came out, was like 50.
Yeah.
And it was like, God damn, 50, and now it's just sort of like, wow, that's not bad.
50. They crammed it all in.
It's incredible, man.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just gonna get bigger until we hit that point where we're having 1 terabyte games.
Yeah, and then we're gonna need some really crazy fast solid state drives. So that's just where, though, going back to this whole thing, man. If you have, I mean, for instance, here's a 1 terabyte Gen 4 M.2. It's not, I don't want to call it an off band, but crucial. It's not a Samsung or a Western Digital.
That's still top tier.
Still top tier. This is a 1 terabyte Gen 4 with a read-write speed of 6,600 megabytes per second. $53. That's outstanding.
And that would be plenty for anything. I wouldn't use that necessarily as a boot drive, but for game storage, for any
YouTube
of that stuff,
videos,
that's incredible. Yeah,
$50.
I mean,
to
you
store
could,
all of your YouTube
yeah,
videos. Yeah. So, M2 cards. That's my biggest thing this year for Black Friday. Keep a close eye out for them. If you can snag yourself a 2 terabyte, and I would shoot for, if it were me, and be sure to look this stuff up if you're taking that part seriously. Look up your motherboard, see what you can handle, whether you can handle Gen 3s, Gen 4s, Gen 5s, all that kind of stuff. That's really important to pay attention to. If you go and buy a Gen 5, it ain't going to work unless you have a brand new motherboard. But I would recommend try to stay in that 5,000 plus range if you can. Like this one that's Gen 4 6600, that's pretty damn good. especially for $50 and 1 terabyte. If you're just looking for a little bump, man, $50, that's a great price, man. And there's a chance that on Black Friday, that'll probably come down even more. If this thing drops to like $30, man, I may go and buy a couple myself and just throw them in and ditch the old hard drives and transfer all my data over, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and, you know, one of those things, too, is if you're just looking for game storage or something where it's not necessarily critical files to your computer or Windows or something like that, it's not pictures you're scared to lose or something like that. Like, even look into Micro Center's brand, which is Inland. That's what I use for my game storage. Like, they'll have great deals on Black Friday. They don't have all that stuff out yet. Look there, because then you might be able to even get a little more storage. It depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for read-write speeds, or if you're just looking for overall storage, you can get a great deal from Micro Center on their in-store brand. You don't necessarily have to go with a Samsung or something like that. It's just maybe not quite as reliable. You know, if you're using it for like important documents, I wouldn't necessarily do it for that.
No,
I wouldn't use it as a boot drive, but for like game storage, sure. You know,
here's a solid state drive that you can buy, an M2 card that has 4 terabytes of data. It's compatible with PlayStation 5s, which makes it very appealing. Has a read-write speed of 7,200 megabytes per second, which is fast. That is really fast.
Crazy. Right.
And this is discounted from $350 all the way down to $240. So $100 off. And could go down even further. That's an amazing price, man. So that's what I had, Gage.
Nice. Well, you stole the Samsungs from me and the M.2s and that kind of stuff, because that's what I'm looking for. And I will say this, it kind of sucks. You know, like I said, I'm still stuck on PCIe Gen 3. Those deals aren't as good because it's not modern. It's not the newest thing anymore. So they don't do quite as good of deals. And that's what I want. I want like a big 4 terabyte, and there's no good deals on that. But
no.
I was also looking at monitors. The version of my monitor that my sister has, that's 1440p and 240 hertz. It's going to be on sale for around $1,000 instead of $1,800. So if you're looking for that huge ultra wide, that's 1440p. You know, it's not the OLED. It's just, you know, a standard backlit LED, but it's a great monitor. Like, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. I mean, really, you kind of covered the other ones too. There's some pretty decent deals now on last generation graphics cards. So if you're rocking still back in like the 1060 days or something like that, you can now get a 3060 for about $250. There'll probably be better deals at Micro Center leading up to it. Like, if you could score something like that for like $250 to $200, and you're coming from a 10 series to a 30 series, that'd be a huge upgrade.
Huge,
you know, assuming you're not getting just bottlenecked by your CPU.
Yeah.
That was another one I saw. Obviously, the 40 series, there's some sales. You might save $50, but
yeah.
Is it really worth it? I don't know. Probably not.
It's probably not, and it's probably just better to wait for the next gen to come out next year. There's already all the talk that, you know, for NVIDIA, their 500 series will come out next year. So I would say if you're going to upgrade, and to your point, Gage, if you're going to upgrade because you really need it, shoot for that 30 series or the 300, whatever it is. If you were thinking of going all the way to a 4070 or whatever, might be worth just hanging out for a little bit longer and just jump to the new, like a 5060 Ti when those come out next year sometime, you know, probably summer to fall time, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So that was pretty much all I had, unless you're looking for vacuums or something like that. Then I might have a couple more things for you. But, you know, it's so funny anytime you just, like, if you go to Best Buy or Amazon or any of those places, like, they're just like, Black Friday deals now. And it's like, it's not as fun as it used to be.
No.
You know?
No, now they just they release all their Black Friday deals, man, super early. And that's why I was even able to look all this stuff up, because they already released all the pricing.
Right. And we're recording 10 days before Black Friday, and we can go see the deals already.
We can already find them, man. And I think that they're going to get better. That's the best part. And then, don't forget, Cyber Monday happens literally 3 days later. So, with these deals, they're great on Black Friday. Sometimes they're even better on Cyber Monday. So just keep that in mind. If you're hemming and hawing, you could always wait just a couple more days, see if it drops a little bit more. If not, better luck next year, you know?
Yeah.
Or just tell a family member to buy it for you for Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I love giving like family members like Christmases and being like, look, this is going to be on sale these days, so you can save the money and buy me more stuff.
Look, Ma, you can buy me a Samsung Odyssey G9 for $300 off, and now it's only $800. Look how good of a son I am.
Perfect. It'll look great under the tree. And my mom would be like, here's your socks.
Yeah.
And your new pair of snow boots that you asked for.
And one scratch
like,
ticket.
thanks. Right. Yep.
Too funny.
She is texting me.
Still about the Elvis thing,
about the Jungle Room.
There we go. I knew she'd bring it
And
back.
apparently, I don't know where she got this. Saw the ghost of Elvis. I don't know what this is. I don't know what song this is. Oh, it's Walking in Memphis. It in that, you know, that annoying song, Walking in Memphis.
Yep.
It references the Jungle Room, and it even says in the song, saw the ghost of Elvis.
There you go.
Interesting.
So maybe they do exist, and they're taking dumps in your toilets.
I'm going to go downstairs when we're done here, and I better see Elvis down there, because Elvis came to Denver a lot. He went to, I think, the Brown Palace, and he got a sandwich there all the time. He would fly here just to get a sandwich.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Look it up. It's pretty interesting.
Interesting.
Elvis had a...
ham or turkey?
I don't know what it was. Hold on.
Now you're going to try and find it?
Elvis had his own plane. He had a Convair 880, I think. It was pretty dope.
I believe it.
Elvis Sandwich, Denver. Elvis Presley ate a sandwich made of a jar's worth... Oh, wait, hold on. A jar's worth of blueberry jam, a jar's worth of peanut butter, and an entire pound of bacon.
What?
Yeah.
Gross.
I guess so. It's called the Fool's Gold Loaf.
Sounds disgusting.
It was at a restaurant called the Colorado Mine Company, which is no longer around.
Sounds disgusting, to be honest with you.
I mean, it just looks like it would stick to your mouth.
Yeah. And
like it's literally a loaf of French bread. Ooh.
A pound of bacon, dude, just sounds painful.
It was roughly 8,000 calories.
Yeah. Sounds painful. Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
Fill him up for 2 days.
At the time of Elvis Presley's last visit, it cost $49.95. Again, this was in the 70s, which is equivalent to $257 today.
I don't get it.
So, I mean, I guess when you have that much money, what's $250, right?
Yeah, you definitely don't care at that point in time, but still, even if you have all the money in the world, that means that you all of a sudden eat 8,000 calorie sandwiches. Like, I wouldn't. Even if I was rich, I would just go buy.
You could eat that for 4 days.
Literally. That's insane.
Okay, hold on a minute. The sandwich's connection to the singer Elvis Presley is the source of its legend and prolonged interest. According to The Life and Cuisine of Elvis Presley, Presley and his friends took his private jet from Graceland, purchased 22 of the sandwiches and spent 2 hours eating them and drinking Perrier and champagne before flying home.
Could you imagine?
22 of those sandwiches.
Could you imagine what the toilet on that airplane smelled like on the flight home?
I can't even imagine.
Not so sad about your toilet anymore.
I don't know, man. Maybe that's why it's cursed down there. Maybe this is the place they came and stopped by.
Yeah, maybe. That's very true. It could have been. You never know. Well, except for the fact that your building was probably built in like the 2000s or 90s, and that happened.
It was built in 1985, and this was in the 70s. So,
70s. Yeah. So unless he was pooping
I'm just going to go ahead
grounds.
and my toilet is haunted by Elvis, and that's just what it is.
All right. I won't take that
That's
from
what
you. I won't take it from you.
That's what I'm telling anybody that comes over here.
Yeah, I won't take it from you.
Just be in there peeing, and you'll just hear like,
Oh, shit.
uh,
All right. Next episode, Gage, we
Yes.
will be covering
oh,
2024. We'll do our usual updates, probably some random things you can buy for a ridiculous amount of money, similar to the Elvis turd for $1.2 million or the toilet that Taylor
For
Swift bought
2.7.
for 2.7.
Travis Kelce uses it every day.
Every day, dude. Yep, every day. After eating a pound of bacon. And
Right.
next episode, though, we're going to go over as much details as we can find on upcoming 2024 video games that we're excited about, because they're already starting to come out with the list. We love doing this list every year. It's been a hit for us since in doing this episode. Since day one. We've loved this topic.
That was a day number 1 episode that we recorded.
Yeah. And we've done it every year, and I love it. So we're going to go over 2024 video games that we're excited about, that we know are coming out. And we're going to go over tech conferences that will be coming out in 2024 and seeing if we can find some locked-in dates in what has already been canceled and all that kind of stuff, because it just seems to be that tech conferences are falling off the face of the earth in the past couple of years.
Pretty much.
So,
Yeah. Oh, well.
yeah. We will go over that next time. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Later.